Study these faces, because very shortly, one of these lucky ladies is going to win a dream date with former Monkee Peter Tork.
You must be very excited about tonight.
I'm thrilled about tonight. I don't even want to give it away. I'm so thrilled.
All right, well, let me... as you know, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, someone in our studio audience will win a date with former Monkee Peter Tork. Now, here's how this works. Sure, go ahead and applaud if you like. 15 years ago, every girl in the world wanted to date with one of the Monkees, but there just weren't enough of those lovable mop tops to go around. Today, there is a new generation of girls, and they still want dates with the Monkees, and who can blame them? So, Late Night is proud to have the opportunity to let one lucky girl in our studio audience win a date with former Monkee Peter Tork. Ladies and gentlemen, Now, bear with me, girls. I just have to explain the rules first. It's something the legal department is making me do. Before the show, we pre-selected 5 finalists for the Win-A-Date contest. Their names are sealed in envelopes and will be chosen by drawing. So now, if we may, let's take one more look at our finalists, who all must be on needles and pins right now. I know I am. All of those folks are the... where? Oh, there they are. Okay, now, we're going to bring out Mr. Tork right now, and he's going to select his dream date for the evening. Very excited about all of this.
I'm excited too, David.
All right, now, may we have the drum, please? The lovely Marie O'Donnell, ladies and gentlemen. That's all right. I'll get them half sold later.
Do we?
Thank you very much, Marie. Now,
Do we beat the drum, David?
I'm going to spin this. Is that correct? All right, we'll mix these up. About enough? Oh, let's go a little more, shall we? Just a little more. Okay, Peter.
How are we fixed for time,
you.
David?
Select the lucky winner of the dream date with Peter Tork, if you will. Go ahead.
I know my hand is guided by a power greater than myself. And here it is. Gee, that's funny. There's no name on the envelope.
No, open it up. And we'll see
open
who
it
the
up.
lucky winner is.
Very exciting here on the David Letterman show, I must
Want me to read that for you?
You want it, please?
Yes, all right. Get ready, ladies. Esther Pollock.
Come on down!
Over here. Congratulations, Esther. This is Peter Tork, and it probably goes without saying that you must have been a big Monkees fan, huh? Yeah. Let's see. For everybody else who was not chosen, do not be a despondent. We have Monkees albums for everyone else who was not chosen. All right, now.
$1.47 in the clearance bins.
All right, now, Esther, oh, they've gone up, have they?
Steady, David.
Bill Wendell, where is our happy couple going to spend their dream date?
Dave, Peter, and his date will be whisked off to Rockefeller Center's snazzy Green Room in the heart of New York City, New York, where they'll watch a taping of America's fastest-growing late-night show, Late Night with David Letterman.
Very exciting. We're just going... All right, Esther and Peter, if you come on over here, I know you have a lot to talk about. We're going over to the dream date of a lifetime. Thank you, Bill. Here in the Esther, this is the Green Room. Where are you from?
Florida and
Florida?
St. Louis.
Florida and St. Louis.
At the same time?
All right. I think Esther's done some time. Now, just come on in here. This is our actual green room. Have a seat there, Esther, if you will. And Peter, over. Let me introduce you to your... Here, let me help you with that. Here you go. Have a seat. Let me introduce you to your chaperone for the evening. This is Larry Bud Melman. And Peter, Tork, did you have a flower for Larry Bud? Oh, Peter. There you go, Esther.
It's going to be my pleasure to.
Anything you want. Waiter, could you step in here? See to it that these folks get the best of everything, and go ahead and put it on my tab, and nothing is too good for you folks tonight. Congratulations, Esther. We'll be checking back with you during the course of the evening. Peter, nice to see you. We'll be talking with you a little bit later.
Fried chicken is good enough?
Whatever you want.
No limit, huh?
Have a nice time. And there will be photos and a souvenir album after all of this is over. My heart is thumping a mile a minute. We're going to pause now, but we'll be right back with Joe Piscopo. Yes, there's the happy couple, Esther Pollack and former monkey Peter Tork. Of course, I guess once you're a monkey, always a monkey, I would think. And the former monkey Peter Tork is enjoying his dream date with Esther Pollack, and we'll be checking in with those folks again. Joe, before we talk about... Oh, there they are right now. They seem to be spellbound. I think they're becoming more than good friends. My next guest, whom you've actually already met this evening, was a member of a musical group that has sold over 36 million records. Their television series was also a huge success all over the world, many countries around the world. It is still seen in most of them, though the band broke up in 1969. Hard to believe, truly a phenomenon. Welcome again, Peter Tork. Have a seat, sir.
Thank you.
First of all, how is the big date going? How are you and Esther getting along?
Famously, it couldn't be better. I'm just so glad that I told you it was going to be some extra something was going to guide my hand, and it's true. It's been one of the been a high point in my day.
What kind of things are you doing back there?
Well, we've been graciously served.
Well, there's Esther now. She's watching
Esther,
you talk right now.
Hi, Esther. How are you? Hope it's all right. You can see that we were having pizza and chicken. There's no fare too good for us. I'm really glad that the...
At the height of the success of your television program... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's quite all right. Please, I didn't have anything to say.
Did you ever... did you ever have a win-a-date contest for real that one of those fan magazines would sponsor?
Yeah, but I lost.
You didn't get to go out with
I didn't get to win the girl, no.
For people who, it's hard to believe people watching don't know about the television show, The Monkees and the group and so forth. How did that begin? How did the group come together? How did the show start?
The thing about the group, it's interesting. That's sort of, when you say The Monkees, you think of a couple of things. One was a TV show. One was for actors who played characters with their own names. Like right there, it says Peter Tork. Mm-hmm. That was the name of the character I played.
Right.
He was really stupid. But it's all right. I'm real intelligent, folks.
That's the chaperone there.
Yes, our chaperone. He's taking good care of Esther.
Yeah, I was worried that maybe he'd make a move on her while you were gone, but apparently...
Esther is an enormously attractive woman. There she is,
yeah.
Yes. Esther asked me to put in a good word for her. She said we noticed that the losers got albums, but Esther wanted me to make sure that we got one for Esther.
Now, you were talking
you'll have an album.
You were talking about how you were four actors on your show.
Well, the cast of the show was put together by audition, and I tried out for the part and I got it. Yep.
Now, had you musical experience to that point?
Yes, I had. I'd been a singer in the Greenwich Village stages for 2.5 years, singing my little ditties with my banjo and guitar. Mike Nesmith, my ex-partner, and if you're watching this, Mike, eat your heart out. He'd been a folk singer, and Mickey and Davey, who were selected for their acting experience, were also musicians, although they weren't instrumentalists. Mm-hmm. You know, they learned how to play their instruments, and when we went on the road, we actually did play our own.
Yeah, now tell me about that. The show came first, and then the record started to come, right?
As it were, yeah. Well, the whole concept, as far as I know, they don't tell me everything, folks, I'll tell you. The whole thing was thought of as a package, and they selected the guys, and they hired Don Kirshner to make the music, which he did, and very successfully, too. The records have, at one point, the Monkees, as a recording project, outsold the Beatles. I find myself, it's real interesting, I find myself taking only very little credit for all of that, because one of the things about the project, it serves to distinguish between the project and the actors and the crew. When you said the Monkees on stage, you meant the 4 actors or musicians or whatever we were at the time. But the Monkees as a whole thing was a television show production. It's like you're not the David Letterman show, you're David Letterman starring in the, and it's like that kind of a thing. The
now,
Monkees were also a show.
When you started to become more than a TV show, you became a musical group. You had to go out.
That's right.
And
That's
now,
right.
what happened when you had to perform the music that had not been recorded by you guys to begin with, or had it?
The first 2 albums were put out pretty much without our help as instrumentalists. And we went out on the road and we did those 2. We did most of the songs from those. I'm an experienced musician. I've been playing piano and guitar and French horn practically continuously since I've been 9 years old, and boy am I winded.
So was it?
Oh God! Well,
was it more difficult than we would imagine it to be, or not quite so difficult?
I don't know. How difficult do you imagine it to be, David?
Well, to me, it seems it would be impossible if I had to now suddenly become a musician to play music that people had heard me play on a TV show that I never played.
Well, I don't know, David. Did you ever play any music at all?
No.
You ever took piano or sang or anything like that? Well, it'd probably be very tough for you.
Yeah, that would be almost.
On the other hand, but the point I'm trying to make is these guys did have musical experience.
Yeah.
Mickey was a lead singer. He was a group all by himself. Stop. He was a lead singer for a group called the Missing Links. Ironic, huh? And David Jones was a singer on Broadway. And so neither of these guys was like musically bereft, if you know what I mean. So when it came time to just teaching them an instrument, they picked it up readily. So it was Mike, and Mike was an experienced musician, and I was, and we just taught these guys simple parts. We reduced the parts to a mere smidgen of their former selves, and went out on the road, and we enjoyed ourselves. And incidentally, one more thing, David, I have to say, and will he? When we first played, we were doing the pilot. We fired up our amps, and we just played for the first time together, never having rehearsed, and we got the crew to dance. So that the point I'm trying to make here again, Peter, stop. We were not as bad musicians as people were making us out to be. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. No, but that wasn't what I was implying. I was just curious about the process, and I know that one of your opening acts when the Monkees was out performing was Jimi Hendrix. And now this is a strange sounding combination. We'll find out about that and many, many other things with Peter Tork. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Peter Tork is with us, and when the band was touring,
the band to which I used to belong, the group.
The Monkees. Jimi Hendrix was an opening act.
Jimi Hendrix was
correct?
an opening act. Poor Jimmy. Boy, did he ever not know what he was bargaining for. Jimi Hendrix, one of the great musicians of all time, a blazing pioneer of the guitar, a man. When I get to rock and roll heaven, I'll tell them how you felt. Here's if I ever get to rock and roll heaven. So here's a man, a blaze-trining trail-blazing pioneer of music, opening with his music, which was then even newer than it is today, and it still has not been essentially put into the past. Opening for a bunch of screaming teeny boppers who wanted only to see their little, the sparkling colory dots there that they got on their color TVs, like you do right there at home. They wanted to see the people on screen, and so Jimi Hendrix, we want the Monkees, we want the Monkees. And Jimmy said, well, and he did something that I can't do on television, and you'd have to blank it out. And
what did he do? Jimmy did what?
He made an obscene gesture.
Oh, okay. On stage or to the little monkey fans?
To the poor little monkey fans, yes. And those and I know that there are many out there now who will regret to their dying day that they didn't stand still and listen to this giant. I myself, we made it a point to get out early to the concerts.
Yeah.
The few concerts that the poor Jimi. I have to say it was a tragic mistake from Jimmy's point of view. And while I got an awful lot of enjoyment, we go early and listen to this great music blazing, and then we go out and dance for the kids.
How did he get added to the bill? I mean, whose idea was it?
We saw him at Monterey Pop Festival, Mickey and I. And Mickey pulled the strings it took to get him on the tour. As a matter of fact, at a certain level, I think it probably was very prestigious for him to have been thrown off of a Monkee tour.
Looks good on his resume.
That's right,
Yeah.
thrown off a Monkee tour.
What was that like? Did you get a real sense that you guys were? I mean, it must have been very exciting.
Were
huh?
what, David?
Were a force in music to be contended with.
Certainly not. No, as a matter of fact, the records were made relatively artificially. At least, there's this abstract idea that the groups are supposed to be playing on their own albums, and we didn't do that on our first two albums. And the records were mighty successful, and we reaped the artist's benefits, which I spent profligately. And I couldn't even used to spell that word.
Let me interrupt you here. You bring up profits. Now, this thing turned into a monster because it was on one network, then I think it eventually was on all three networks.
Eventually on all three networks, yeah.
And around the world, I was looking at a list of the countries. The music in Japan, it hit all over again.
Recently, yes, just recently, late last year, the first 4 Monkee albums were in the top 30 album sales in Japan.
Now, do you...
I know, it's staggering.
Do you realize, are you getting any of that?
The record
good.
sales when now the thing is about television, it declines. Every time they show a given episode, the actors get a little bit less and less until the 10th episode, the 11th episode, nothing.
Yeah.
But the records, you get the same share of. It's the sales that go while they keep on selling. Ask Lucy.
Is there any chance of the group, the 4 of you gentlemen, getting back together and touring or doing more records or doing another television show or any of that?
Make me an offer.
To reunite the Monkees.
Yes, right, to reunite the
Is there
Monkees.
interest enough in that in this country?
Well, it's hard to say. There's a lot of interest. A lot of people say, why don't you guys get together? And I say, I give up.
Yeah.
Well,
what have you done since? What are you doing currently?
I'm glad you asked me that question, David. Let's see. This is tomorrow night. I will be in Old Saybrook at a place called the Cabaret, performing as a solo, just me and my banjo and my guitar, and hopefully an audience. And the following day, at 1 in the afternoon, I'll be on the New London Pier at a place called the Sail Fest. So if you like the tall ships, I imagine that's a good place to see. And I'll be doing those kinds of things. And in August, I'll be taking my band, a rock band of some kind, to Cape Cod for 2 shows in early August, and we'll be going to Bunratty's in Boston.
So you've been performing all along and continue to do so.
Yep, I've been performing music with the band, and as a matter of fact, except they told me not to bring my guitar. I think maybe they were afraid I was going to play it.
No. I think what we're going to do now is bring out your dream date to Esther Pollock.
It'll be great to see her again. I've missed her.
And Peter.
Yes,
we'll be right back.
Hotel accommodations for most guests of Late Night with David Letterman, furnished by Berkshire Place, a Dunphy Classic Hotel, in exchange for this announcement. For reservations at Dunphy Hotels in the U.S. and Europe, call toll-free 800-228-2121.
Hi there. We're nearly finished here. We're talking now with Esther Pollock, who won the Win a Date with Peter Tork contest earlier. And I have some questions, Esther, that our staff has asked me to ask you. How was your dream date with Peter?
Very nice.
Okay. Was it everything you thought it would be?
More.
What is your favorite Monkees song?
You got me there.
Okay. Peter, would you say that that song was written with a girl like her in mind? Well, let's see that if she had mentioned a song. Let's go on.
She had mentioned a song, and you didn't mention this?
Didn't mention a song.
Yes, certainly, easily.
Yeah, that's right. The list is endless. And
a girl like you, yes.
If you could have a date with another one of the Monkees, who would it be and why?
No, I'm satisfied with this.
Okay. Esther, where were you when you first heard the Monkees were breaking up?
Don't remember.
Okay. By the way, Peter, what are the other members of the organization doing now? We know what you're doing, and you mentioned. You didn't really say, did you?
No, I didn't. And with any luck, I won't.
Okay.
You're knocking around.
Okay, one more here, Esther. I guess when you wake up tomorrow, this will all seem like a dream. I see. So to make those memories last forever, we have, first of all, the Monkees' greatest hits. There you have a copy of that. And right here we have your scrapbook of the evening.
Oh.
Your dream date with Peter Tork.
Hey, David, where's mine?
Oh, we
I
have
want my
wonderful
dream date
things
book.
for you. Thank you very much, Peter. It was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for having
you,
your
David.
dream
Thank
date
you,
with
Esther.
Esther. Thanks to the studio audience. Also, thanks to Joe Piscopo, Paul Schaefer in the band, and, of course, our announcer, Bill Wendell. Tomorrow night, our big Christmas special from SCTV, Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis, comedian George Miller, and a look at Christmas customs around the world. Good night.